It was the night of August 5th in the year 4982. The zombie apocalypse had just started the week before. Monsternemia was closed and the city streets were drop-dead silent and completely empty. For now, that is. The zombie-killing biking crew that owned Monsternemia was eating dinner after a long day of zombie slaying. Monster Woman was famished because in the middle of her breakfast, a family was getting attacked by zombies on the news, and she and her crew had to jump into action. Anyways, she was pretty darn hungry from her long day. After dinner, the biking crew cleaned up and closed down the shop. But their closing down the shop was different because they had 2-ton strong doors that rolled down the walls of the shop to secure the shop from zombies and zombie monsters that might have a curiosity to how it is walking at night, because after all, the zombies were made to walk and hunt in the morning and daytime. Now why don't we get back to the adventure? After closing down the shop, the strong heroes went and got some peaceful shut-eye. The next day at dawn, the biking crew woke up and got to work eating their breakfast, opening the shop and getting on their flying motorcycles. Yes, I said flying motorcycles. On the sides of the motorcycles, there was a name called the Invincibles, because after all, that was the name of the biking crew. Instead of wheels, though, the motorcycles had propellers to help the warriors attack zombies from the air versus the crippled concrete streets of the city. Just as the Monsternemia warriors flew outside their shop, they saw the biggest and most rugged spacecraft someone could ever see. It was about 20 football fields long and 10 football fields wide. What made it so rugged was the fact that it had scraps of torn up metal all over it. As the ship hovered over the city, there was a big sound that sounded like it was coming from an intercom connected to the ship. The voice sounded like a zombie, and the old irritable zombie was behind the steering wheel. What was all they could think of. The Monsternemia warriors were surprised that the dumbfounded race of zombies could press a button to communicate with someone with their language. After the surprising speaking out of the zombie, the Monsternemians got deadly serious and huddled up in a group. All right, Knight Rider and Midnight, take the back of the ship. Margot and Lilium, take the front of the ship. The rest of you come with me. As Monster Woman yelled out orders, the team started coming out of the huddle and started getting back into action. The action had just begun, and Monster Woman knew it was going to be a pretty gory fight. The crew heard the intercom come on, and in all the midst of the and yelling, the crew heard a midnight voice come over the intercom and yell, "Time to turn on the dynamite." That's when Margot pulled out a lighter and a piece of dynamite out. Then, all of a sudden, all the Monsternemians could see was a huge kaboom! And there, the zombie ship was destroyed. Victory for all!